Okay, we want to take you back out live now. Jim Gardner's up in the air.
Roger.
Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Jim, go ahead. We see some movement.
That's right. They've walked up with shields. I believe there's a dog in the car. I think that's what they're trying to do, is get this dog out of the car. I'm not sure. Like I said, we've zoomed in on the windshield and it looked like there was a dog in the car. Now, this actually ended at Northwest 46th and Warren. Northwest 46th and Warren, which puts it just east of Meridian, about 2 blocks here. And like I said, when we zoomed in, it looked like there was possibly, there he's got the dog. So they got the dog out. So now let's go back to this car and let's see what. So they're still looking in the car here.
And Jim,
so
we did see some movement.
They might be talking to somebody, Amanda, in that car. And like I said, they got the shields up on the window there just to protect the officers. But it looks like he's talking to somebody. And like I said, this is live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Like I said, you just saw that dog removed from that car. And now it looks like they may be trying to talk somebody out of that car, Amanda. But again, this chase was initiated by Oklahoma City Police with the blue car. It took a white, I believe that's I don't know if it's an undercover officer or a detective's car, but he rammed that car to bring it to a stop here at Northwest 46th and Warren is where this ended, just east of Meridian, about 2 blocks. And now they're trying to get that person or persons out of the car. I'm not sure how many people are in there, Amanda, but they are talking to him right now.
Jim, when you first came up on the scene, we weren't sure the condition of the driver. Still don't know exactly, but we were able to see some movement of the driver, it looked like, through the windshield. Were you able to see that as well?
Yes, we saw that too. Like I said, I mean, they are definitely talking to somebody. And like I said, you can see all the bullet holes. Like I said, this came out over the scanners as a pursuit with shots fired. So I don't know how many shots the suspect fired at the officers or not, but you can see that they put several rounds through the windshield there when this, I don't know if they did that when we arrived just as this ended. And so I don't know if that was done after the chase ended or that happened while the chase was going on. But again, they are talking to somebody inside that car to try to get that person out. And really, I have no information right now, Amanda, why they were in pursuit anyway of this vehicle. And maybe you guys can get that, or you've heard something. But right now, this is what we're doing right now, is trying to get somebody out of that vehicle. And you know, we'll just stay here and we'll keep you updated. Jim Gardner live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9. Back to you.
Yeah, we got to stay with this just for a moment, just to see exactly what happens. Let me just say, too, this is live on TV. You are watching this all unfold. We don't know exactly how this is going to unfold, as with all breaking news situations. Just want to give that as a word of warning if you are watching this live right here on News 9.
And to bring you up to speed, what you did not see just before we came back to Jim's shot here, those officers were right behind that white SUV, brought out the shield, slowly moving in on the passenger side of that blue car. And it looked as if possibly the airbag deployment had shielded them from potentially a person inside that car. We saw movement there. It would appear to be on the driver's side of the blue car. Again, not sure of the condition of the person inside, but as they approached that passenger side with the shields drawn, that's when we saw them bring the dog out and picking up our action where we are right now. Again, we're not sure. We're still working to gather exactly what started this pursuit, what kicked it all off, and exactly where those shots were fired and when. But the moment that you're seeing right now is as officers are looks like moving around the rear side of the vehicle to possibly look in.
Well, that's right. It looks like the 2 officers still standing at the rear of the vehicle. Everybody else has kind of relaxed their position here, so I'm not sure what that means. But again, around this area for about a block, there's officers blocking all the roads off. And maybe where the shooting exchange of gunfire happened, if we pan down just a little bit, you see that one police officer's car there across the road, and then on down further is another police officer's car that has blocked the road right there. So it's kind of strange that they would block that section of road off unless that's where some shell casings are laying, and they're going to mark those later on when this investigation starts here. But all around this area, there's police. The roads are blocked off with black and whites. A lot of officers out here. And again, nobody has come out of that car yet except for the dog that they removed there. So again, we'll just stay with this, and hopefully this person will decide to get out of the car, or we will find out if maybe possibly that driver is deceased in the car. That's just my speculation right now. So, but it looks like everybody kind of went relaxed here and are not really in a defensive, or posture or anything. So, again, this is at Northwest 46th and Warren, about 2 blocks east of Meridian is where this pursuit ended, with shots being fired and a dog being removed for that car and trying to get the driver out of that car. That's where we stand right now. Jim Garpoint live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9, back to you.
And quite possibly the driver is injured as well, because we did see some movement. Don't know how many people are in that blue car, but we did see some movement on the driver's side. So we're just waiting to see if IMSA pulls up. I haven't seen any ambulances yet. Jim, have you seen any ambulances come to that area?
No, there's no, IMSA has not arrived on scene or anything. There's no ambulances, there's no fire department or anything that has come to this scene right now. And it looks like they're walking around to the driver's side car there. So we'll see. They opened the door. It looks like the driver may be out. I'm going to slide over a little bit, and we'll see. It looks like he may be out of the car. So we're not going to zoom in, Amanda. We're just I'm just kind of. Driver is on the ground. Well, I thought he was on the ground, but it looks like they closed the door again. So I believe at this point, the driver is deceased at this point. That hadn't been confirmed, but they did open the door, and they basically closed the door back, and they have walked away. So, that's, again, just my speculation, because the way the reaction here is when they opened the door, they looked, and then they turned around, and they've all walked away. So that's where we stand right now until we get official word, Amanda, of exactly what happened here. I'll leave it at that. Jim Garpoint live from Bob Mills, Sky News 9, back to you.
Jim, is it possible then the movement we saw earlier on, we thought it was the driver on the driver's side, that in actuality it was the dog? Is that what we're thinking now?
Yeah, I believe so, Amanda, because the dog was coming to the front seat, then back to the back seat, and then back up to the front. So it was moving around quite a bit in that car, and that's possibly what we saw, because our angle on that car was not really a good angle, because the sun is kind of into our face here, so the reflection on the windshield, you really couldn't tell. But like I said, the police officers walked up there, opened that door, and you can see them talking, and then they closed the door back, and then they just walked away. So that's where we stand on this right now. Like I said, until we get official word that that is what happened, like I said, I'll just leave it at that, Amanda. I still have not seen an ambulance at all arrive on scene. Indication that this person may be deceased. But like I said, until we get official word, we're going to leave it at that.
And it's possible that the officers saw that movement from the dog as well, because initially when we came to Jim's shot, they were approaching from the front side of the vehicle and then immediately backed away behind that white SUV before eventually going in with shields around on the passenger side. So it's possible they saw the same movement. Needless
to say, for anybody in that area, northwest Oklahoma City, around Northwest 48th and Warren, that area, the main intersections would be Northwest 50th and Meridian in that area. I know that some people were on edge there, not knowing what is going on. There looks to be no longer a threat as officers have left that vehicle and are now walking around that area. But if you did just happen to join us, this did start as a chase from what we're hearing. And Oklahoma City police are there on the scene, as well as U.S. Marshals. It ended right there, and there were shots fired. We saw bullet holes through the suspect's windshield. And a dog was rescued from the back of that suspect's vehicle, that dog right there.
Our Jordan Frimstead is also headed to the scene on the ground, so he'll be working to gather updates exactly what led to this. And Jim mentioned just a minute ago the multiple police cars on different blocks, wondering if that's a possible other spot for this crime scene where they blocked it off a second time. So we'll be working to gather the information there, but it looks like it's blocked off at least for a couple of blocks here in this area.
We're going to keep an eye on this, and obviously we'll get more information, especially in our 6 o'clock newscast. We're expecting Public Information Officer to be there on scene shortly, and as soon as we get more information, we'll pass it along to you right here on News 9 as soon as we learn more, and always on our News 9 app.